live in rural Michigan, surrounded by thick woods. My old, isolated house is a good walk from any neighbors, and I work at a lumberyard right at the edge of the forest. It's always been quiet out here. Peaceful, really, until last summer. It started with strange noises in the night. At first, I thought it was just the usual wildlife, raccoons, maybe a coyote, but the noises got louder, closer. It was like something big moving through the woods, just beyond the tree line. Heavy footsteps crunching leaves. Sometimes I could hear a low, raspy breathing, like someone was standing right outside my window. One night, I decided to look. I grabbed my flashlight and stepped outside. The woods were pitch black, except for the small circle of light from my flashlight. The air felt thick, like it was harder to breathe. I scanned the tree line, but nothing moved, just trees and shadows. But then, just for a second, I saw something. It was standing between two trees, not moving. At first I thought it was just a tall rock or a tree stump. But then I realized it was shaped wrong. Too tall, too thin, and it was just standing there, like it was watching me. My heart pounded as I took a step back toward the house. It didn't move. I didn't wait around to see what it was. The next few nights I kept hearing those same noises, heavy footsteps, breathing, but I never saw it again. Then, one night, while I was at work, something strange happened. I was closing up the lumberyard just after sunset when I noticed something out of place in the corner of the yard. A pile of stacked wood had been knocked over, like something big had come through. But the weird thing was, there were no footprints, no signs of anything moving through the dirt. It was just disturbed. I was creeped out, but tried to brush it off. Maybe it was an animal, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. A week later, I heard it again. This time, the breathing was closer, louder, like it was right outside the front door. I grabbed a kitchen knife and stayed in the house, not daring to look outside. The breathing went on for what felt like hours before it finally stopped. I didn't sleep that night. The last time I heard it was 2 months ago. The same heavy footsteps, the same slow, steady breathing. But this time, it didn't stop at the tree line. It came closer. I heard the crunch of leaves right outside my bedroom window. Then, tapping on the glass, slow, rhythmic tapping. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. After what felt like forever, it stopped. I thought it was over until something shifted in the room. I turned my head slowly, my heart in my throat. I didn't see anything, but I could feel it. The air was thick again, and I felt that same eerie presence inside. I was too scared to do anything, frozen to my bed, trying to convince myself it wasn't real. For the next few days, things were quiet. No more tapping, no more footsteps. I thought maybe it had moved on, whatever it was. But just when I started to relax, I noticed something else. My house, things inside had been moved. Subtle things at first, like a chair slightly out of place or a window cracked open. Then one morning, I woke up to find the front door wide open. I checked the locks. They were fine, untouched. But something, or someone, had opened that door in the middle of the night. It was like it wanted me to know it had been inside. I couldn't stay there anymore. Not after that. I packed up and left a week later, moving to a small apartment in town. I've never heard the footsteps or the tapping again, but sometimes, late at night, I still feel like I'm being watched. I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks or if whatever was out there in the woods followed me. But I do know one thing. I'll never go back to that house. Some things are better left behind, in the dark, where they belong.